Got
Is that
52
how Zoe
views.
101 starts off? Are you ready? Ooh.
Is that iCarly?
iCarly's is this world is something turned out to be, and we're so wonderful.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the We Call Bank podcast. This is episode 18. We're going to be talking about the NFL award winners, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, all that good stuff. And then we're going to be talking about the new 2K terms of service. I don't know much on it. Dallas knows more than I do. All I know is he said something about it. I looked it up, and I saw 2K terms of service deleted all my bills. So I don't know what's going on with that. He'll have to info me on that. But we're going to start off with NFL awards. I don't know what Dallas just did there, but
By the way, we're sponsored by Monster.
starting off, we'll start off with Rookie of the Year. So Defensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson Jr. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it wasn't my pick, but I mean, hey, they must be seeing. I mean, like I said, he's a dog, but like, hey, it's whatever. I mean, he was my second choice, I guess.
I don't got much to say about it. I think I picked the Seattle cornerback,
Witherspoon.
But I don't really care either way. I mean, Will Anderson's good. Like I said, he just hasn't reached that level where, like, you're terribly afraid of him yet. But he's going to get there. He's got all the intangibles. He's athletic, so he'll get to that point. But Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we got any debate about this. C.J. Stroud wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dallas obviously likes C.J. a lot. I like C.J., so any comments?
CJ, my dog. I love the fact that he won. Obviously, unfortunate what happened in the playoffs. I mean, not too unfortunate because, I mean, it might sound crazy, but, you know, I've roped with Lamar a little bit. But unfortunate what happened to him. I don't really care who wins the Super Bowl. It's whatever. I hate them both. But
What?
bro, there's no cheering because it's like Chiefs. There's nothing to cheer for there. I mean, if I cheered for one,
You hate the team, not the players, huh?
yeah, I hate the team, not
Okay,
the
okay.
players.
We got to make sure.
Patrick Mahomes, kind of annoying.
What?
I don't hate him. Travis Kelce, I hate him.
Whoa.
I do because here. Let me explain why. All right. That little stuff he had with Justin Tucker, and I understand he came out and he said, "Oh, we already asked him beforehand." I don't care what you asked him. The whole game he was playing that game against the Ravens, literally no flag called, but he was over here. Play ended, whistles blown. Hey, like talking mess the whole game. Like, bro, shut up. Like you won. Like, bro, I just don't like Travis Kelce whatsoever. But everybody else pretty cool. I mean,
So let me get this straight.
yeah.
Travis Kelce's talking crap in the game. That's a problem.
No.
But if Paul George was talking crap in an NBA game, he's a dog. He's a dog.
Let's explain something.
Slapping the table.
If Paul George was to physically push and grab people.
What are they play? They're playing football, Dallas. They push and grab on every play.
No, this is after the play. I'm talking
They
about
push and grab on after every play.
After the.
Did you see the Max Crosby interview? He said, if I don't get the sack, I'm punching the quarterback. What's he doing? He's punching the quarterback.
And you know what happened to him for doing that?
What?
Patrick Mahomes threw a touchdown on him for that.
They
and
were
said,
already the worst team in the league. So
Hey man, I don't really like Max Crosby much either. So I mean,
I think people are getting tired of seeing Travis Kelce. So now that people are getting tired of seeing him, people just want to hate him. So that's for, whatever y'all want to do. That's on y'all. He's just in the spotlight. I'm sure there's other players that do the same thing. I'm sure the Ravens players were talking trash. I'm sure Justin Tucker was talking trash. So I don't know. I don't got a problem with it. But C.J. Stroud, Rookie of the Year, deserved it. No question about it. Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey. I think we both said we thought it should be Tyreek Hill. But, I mean, you can't really argue with McCaffrey's numbers either. He had a ridiculous season. So I'm not mad at the fact that it was Christian McCaffrey. But, he's playing a running back, and they're using him as a receiver too. So he's going to have more numbers than Tyreek in general, or just better-looking numbers. So I don't have a problem with it. Although, if I had to pick, I would have picked Tyreek.
I don't have a problem with it either, honestly. I mean, I figured he was going to get one award, whether it was the MVP or offensive. I just didn't know which one they'd end up putting him with. But, I mean, it does make sense to give it to a quarterback. But, yeah, I ain't got no problem with CMC. I mean, I really wish Tyreek would have got it, but that ain't no big deal to me.
All right, now this one, a lot of people are not very happy about. Myles Garrett wins Defensive Player of the Year. From what I saw, people thought it should have been T.J. Watt. There was somebody else people thought it should have been. I can't remember. But mine and his pick, I think, was T.J. Watt. Ends up being Myles Garrett. I don't think Myles Garrett had the same numbers as some of the other guys, but as far as, like, defensive how do I say this?
Pressures?
As far as his effect on the game, I think he does have more of an effect on the game than T.J. Watt or some of the other guys, because T.J. Watt has a better team around him. I would say a better group of edge rushers on the other side, so that they can't double him every single time. Not that they don't, but I feel like he's got a better line around him, so that it's a little bit easier for him to get some easier matchups. Whereas the Browns, I don't think their defensive line is as good. But what's your opinion?
I think it should have been given to TJ, and I understand they said the reason that they gave it to Miles was because even though TJ led the league in sacks, and Miles obviously wasn't there, he led the league in the most pressures on a quarterback, I guess, of the season.
Yep.
And I mean, while that's great and all, and I appreciate, I appreciate stuff like that because, there's a lot of things, not just in football, but in basketball too, that you can do that doesn't go on a stat sheet, but that necessarily kind of won y'all the game. Like just your hustle and your defense and just a bunch of different things. And then in football, there's a lot of things that you could do, like rushing the quarterback and making him throw a horrible throw that doesn't get counted as a stat. So while I appreciate that a lot and all, I don't know. I just feel like, TJ's just too much of a dog. I feel like he deserved it way more than Miles did. I mean, then again, I just have a bias towards people, so it's hard for me to say. Like, I'm not going to want to. That's why I couldn't be a judge. I couldn't just say, oh, yeah, this person and blah, blah, blah. No, bro. I always have a bias on something or something else. So, like, me personally, I like TJ a lot more than Miles. And that's just a personal opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I also feel like, if you lead the league in sacks, especially with a lot of people having monstrous years in sacks, I don't know.
I mean, we had the year where TJ led the league in sacks. Aaron Donald still somehow won it over him. Kind of the same thing here. I'm pretty sure Myles Garrett had less sacks. Beat TJ Watt for it again. So, I mean, poor TJ, man. I think he won it last year, right?
TJ? Yeah, I think so.
Aaron Donald won it, then TJ won it, then Myles Garrett won it. So it's almost like, okay, these guys are all good. We need to give it to somebody else, even though it's like all three of them need to have one. So we're just going to give it to somebody else is what it feels like. But I don't know. I'm not like too against him winning it, but I just, I would have rather seen TJ Watt win it. Comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco's on here. Now, while he did come back, and for his age, he played pretty good. I'm not going to lie. He played pretty good. He gave him a chance to win games, and that's all you can really ask for. There's really no one else you could have picked up that would have gave him the same energy or the same level of play that Joe Flacco did. Deshaun Watson sure wasn't giving it to him. So, honestly, I think bring Joe Flacco back.
Bro, Joe Flacco is wild, okay? When I saw that pop up, bro, because I ain't watched that. I don't care nothing. Like, I watch a football game or I watch a basketball game, but I'm not going to watch no award ceremony. Me personally, you can count me out. The only award ceremony I ever watched was the one where Paul George was on OKC and he got nominated for Defensive Player of the Year, and what's it called? MVP, and he didn't get neither of them things. So I ain't watched one since. So here's how I feel about Comeback Player of the Year. I would understand if you gave it to Lamar. I mean, if you die and then you come back to life and you get 2 tackles, cool, whatever. But at the same time, I also feel like injuries should just be knocked out as one of the choices or available options of coming back. You see what I'm saying? So, like, Tua, you got to knock that out. Obviously, DeMar. Who else was there? That
Baker was on there.
Yeah, Baker, Joe, and then one other person. Bro, I don't even care. The other person, they're so forgettable that I forgot. All right.
Yeah.
Joe, I don't know, bro. You didn't play a whole season. So how can I tell you? Like, how can I tell you how I feel about you if you didn't play a whole season? Like, I understand that ain't your fault and all, but, like, at the same time, how you comeback player of the year. Wait. What did I say? Year, not of the midseason.
I think they do these votes before the postseason, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
That way they don't have any bias as far as, like, winning postseason games. So if they did, I feel like Baker would have won it because he won a playoff game. But
yeah,
if I had to pick, I would have picked Baker.
Exactly.
Played the whole season.
He deserved
People
it.
counted him out multiple times. He came back, did his thing. Probably going to get a long-term deal. Not like a huge deal, but, a long-term deal because they're not really going to get a quarterback with the pick that they have. So I would have gave it to Baker. Joe obviously came back and played good, but if we're looking at body of work, I don't see why Baker Mayfield didn't get it. That's my opinion. All right, moving on. Last but not least, MVP, most valuable player, goes to Lamar Jackson. Myself, I agree with this. I like Lamar a lot. Now he has 2 MVPs. I don't want to hear nobody talking nothing about him no more. I don't want nobody texting me saying he's not like that. I don't want to see none of it. I don't want to see none of it. Talk your talk. If you like Aaron Rodgers, actually, we ain't even got to get into that. Go ahead. You got any comments?
Like, I think I chose CMC, but I'm glad Lamar got his because, like I said, I like Lamar. Everybody know I like him. I mean, he's cool and all. Anyways, I like Lamar Jackson and all that, but at the same time, bro, there was something I was gonna say about that, but you made me forget because you talking about glizzies.
you brought it up, homie.
I said goblin. Yeah, and then your first thought was glizzy. My first thought was like green goblin.
No, that's cap. That is cap.
Somebody commented on TikTok and said Lamar can't pass, and I said, you are one dumb mother trucker. And then he didn't message back, but boy, I was ready to beef with him. I'll tell you what, because he had more passing yards this season than Justin Herbert did. You know what I'm saying?
He won the MVP the first time because of his passing yards.
Exactly.
And touchdowns.
Did you not see his last regular season game? You know what I'm saying? No, this man Lamar is a dangerous man. Talking about his passing, and I don't know. I feel like he deserved it, but at the same time, I feel like honestly, any of the 5 could have got it because I mean they were notable candidates. But yeah, I'm glad.
I agree. I even said it on one of the podcasts. Now I think I picked the Ravens to go all the way anyway. But like I said, when they got there, I didn't really trust their offense all the way. Like I figured they would win the game if their run game was good enough to counter or to vibe with the passing game. But I don't feel like their run game ever got going, which I don't think they played bad in that game. But Lamar had, 2 fumbles, an interception, or maybe a fumble and an interception, and one of the receivers had a fumble. So you're just not going to win like that. But I support Lamar. I like Lamar a lot.
Can you get me a napkin?
I don't get why they hate Lamar.
Or a towel.
But
or a paper towel.
I guess that's it for, the NFL stuff. Now, I'm going to get Dallas to explain whatever this 2K terms of service is. I don't know if he did a little bit more research into it, but he told me about it. So we're going to talk about it, and this will probably be the last thing we talk about.
Okay. Just real quick, you talked about that Super Bowl or that AFC Championship. I just want to say, I don't put a lot of games on Lamar, okay, because it's a team effort. I don't see Lamar making a lot of mistakes, but I'm not going to lie. When I was sitting there, and I told you this already, and I watched, and I said, Daddy, because I was watching it with Daddy. I said, Daddy, if he throws an interception here, that's game. I'm going to go in my bedroom and I'm going to play the game. He said, oh, he ain't going to. And I said, all right. I'm sitting over there. This man, Lamar, middle name Jackson, threw that ball in triple coverage into the touchdown. And I'm talking about it was a 40 or 50-yard pass. Triple coverage. I think they had the first down already. It wasn't a 4th down situation. Yep. They had time on the clock. But that's all I want to say about that. But so this 2K terms of service. So what happened was apparently, now I don't know the logistics of it, okay? But apparently somebody sued 2K.
Yeah.
All rightable so. Okay. Maybe it's because they deleted their players or whatever, and I think that's what he was referring to. I think 2K deleted their players, they sued 2K.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand because I went through that. A lot of people go through that. They deleted all of my players. I think it was like 2K18, and I had to go through a whole week. 2K was taking a whole long time to give me my players back. They gave me my players back, gave me some VC, and then said, oh, we gave you 35K VC because we can't put the tattoos on the – bro, you should have gave me 500,000 VC for having to go a whole week without being able to play the game. So – and they still are having problems with 2K deleting players and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now there's a new terms of service that if you do not agree to it by like February the 28th or some crazy day like that, you will not be able to play 2K. As in you will not be able to play 2K. And the problem is agreeing with this terms of service is they've added in you cannot possibly sue 2K or have any problems with 2K in general if for any reason. Like, I'm talking about any reason. Like, this thing could pop up a racist comment on your screen for no reason, and you can't sue 2K. Like, you can't sue them for any possible reason because you agreed to this terms of service. And what they're specifically targeting is the fact that 2K deletes players, 2K malfunctions. So, like, if you're, like, in a, like, big, I'm guessing, like, if you're in, like, a big game, like a tournament or something, and you lag out, and then they say, hey, we're not going to credit you or rematch or blah, 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 or whatever, even if it's the $250,000 My Team tournament, you're just done for. You know, my guy, you can't get it credited back if they don't want to credit it back, and then you can't sue them because you already agreed to it. And a lot of people are having problems with this. You see what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm a simp for 2K. I'm going to end up agreeing to the terms of service. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is. I mean, am I going to realistically sue 2K for any situation? No. Have I dropped probably about a band on 2K? Yes. Am I probably going to keep playing 2K no matter what it says to me? Yes. And the reason is because they're not coming out with another basketball game.
But it's a good thing that Dallas is now playing Valorant. So eventually, 2K is going to be in the past.
When 2K25 comes out, it's going to be a whole different situation.
No, that's different. But
yeah, but I play Valorant way more than I play 2K. I got to hit level 40, by the way, soon.
On what?
On 2K.
Good luck. All right. Anyway, let's see. How do I feel about it? Well, I've never had a problem with 2K deleting my builds, personally. I think there was 1 year it may have happened, but I just went and went and loaded my old file back, and I got it back pretty easily. So it wasn't that big of a deal. I think most people that are losing theirs is their own fault, like them not keeping their PlayStation turned off, them leaving their PlayStation on forever, stuff not saving properly, because your build's saved to the cloud, right? So if you probably doing something wrong, or you doing something you shouldn't be doing, and you messing up your own stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen, and your builds get deleted or something, but there's probably rare cases where it does happen. So I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen ever, but that's my opinion on it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to agree to it, because if you're spending money on the game, the way I look at it, it's like gambling. You're going to gamble the money that you're willing to lose, right? So at the end of the day, if you're going on the game and spending money, now if you just spent money for a week and like your build is gone in a week, like that's fine. But if you played the game for 3 months, after 3 months, 2K kind of going downhill anyway, all right? So I look at it as whatever money you're willing to lose is like the money you're putting into this stuff in the first place. Because in 20 years, you're not going to play the game no more. Next year, you ain't going to have the bills no more. So at the end of the day, you're really putting in money that you're not going to have in a year. So that's my opinion on it. But I can see why people are mad about it. But at the end of the day, these content creators talking about it, they don't care. They got money to spend on builds. They make a new build every other day. So they don't care.
Okay.
But that's my opinion on it.
Hold on.
That's just me.
Here's my problem with it. Okay, now that you're saying all this, let me just put this out here. I understand where you're coming from. You make builds, blah blah blah. Next year you're not gonna have them builds. But at the same time, that's kind of like saying Madden. You know what I mean? When I play Madden, usually I end up dropping like 100 to 300 when it first comes out. Usually, like this year I didn't, but usually I do when it first comes out.
Yeah.
And then later on in the year, I won't really play it once 2K comes out. Later on in the year, I'll have those players, blah, blah, blah. If they was to delete my players, I'm sorry, this gambling BS you talking about, F that, okay? Let me tell you something, all right? For instance, let's say I have these builds, right? I put $1,000 into the game. I've already made like 13 builds, right? So let's say I have these builds, right? I'm playing the game every single day. Here's my problem with the terms of service. I'm playing the game every single day. I'm grinding the mess out of this game. I'm funding one of their employees' whole salary by just playing this game and buying microtransactions, all this other stuff, buying the Hall of Fame pass each season, even though I don't even hit 40 half the time because I don't play it enough. But I'm doing all this. And then I end up playing Pro-Am with clutching them or something. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I go crazy, like, we're in diamond. We're chilling. We're vibing. Next thing I know, Clutch says, get on, Champ Daly. I get on. Oh, no, Champ Daly has no builds. That means, oh, no, Champ Daly has no Pro-Am team. All my stats, everything I've worked for, I don't care if it's been 3 months. I don't care if it's been 12. I don't care if the new game is out. Me personally, because what if I want to go back to 23? All right, I spent $70 to play this game. That's just like if I spend $70 to play, like, Forza or something, and then I go back a year later and they're like, oh, you can't really play it no more because we deleted all your cars or something. Like, no, bro, I don't care if it's been a year. I purchased this game for me to play. You see what I'm saying? So if they're turning around, they're telling me they can't give me my Pro-Am team back. They're telling me they can't give me my players back. They can't even give me the VC, which is just pocket change to them. Like, that's literally one penny to Ronnie 2K. And so it's like, if they're telling me I can't do all that and then I can't turn around and sue, you're telling me I just lost everything that I worked for. And I understand you're saying it's a gambling, but it shouldn't be a gambling because it's just a video game that I put money into. Now, if it was like truly gambling like my team packs, I could understand that. My team packs, like, that's your own fault. You truly are gambling.
Well, I mean, like I said, I can see both sides of it. That's just my opinion on it. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. I had something very intelligent to say, but I lost it. So
My bad.
it's gone. No, I had it as soon as I started talking. I just went away.
Oh.
But apparently it wasn't important enough for me to share. I can see both sides of it. What I was going to say is it's probably going to cost you more money to sue them than it is for you to just buy your build back. But
If you sue them for $2.5 million, you're going to win.
who knows? Who'd say you're going to win it?
They'll settle. I promise
doubt
you they'll settle. If you have a good, strong case, like, you got to think, people are suing, like, bro, somebody literally sued because they spilled hot coffee on them and won millions and millions of dollars. Now McDonald's had to pay out that million of dollars, and now there's warning, hot coffee in this
But
coffee
like
cup.
you said, that's a penny in the bucket.
Exactly. So
Exactly.
they'll pay the settlement of
So they
millions of
don't even
dollars. Exactly. 2K will pay the money. 2K will pay the money.
Well,
I'm
now they
telling you.
don't. Now they ain't going to.
Now they ain't going to because people are freaking gonna buy the game and still freaking play the game and agree to the terms of service just like I am because I'm a simp. But it's because EA will not make an NBA Live. But it's because weirdos will literally only play 2K and not NBA Live.
We ain't even going to talk about that because the game's trash. But that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. I hope you guys did enjoy. We'll be back with actually some topics next week. Super Bowl to talk about, whatever happens in that. But we'll catch you in the next one.
Jared.
Deuces.